Hey, it's Jennifer here from Belladonna's Botanicals, and this is your December 2024 updates on all things Belladonna's Botanicals and what is going on. So, um, crap, I don't have all the stuff with me, but anyways, I just want to kind of kick this off. Getting into business. I'll go into some other details later. So at this point, we pretty much have sales running through New Year's. So I would just say at this point, stock up on what you can, because I don't know if I'm going to have, if, when, how, why, what, when, where, of how the tariff stuff is going to affect things come New Year's. So far, so good. I have been stocking up on things as I can. I just have to, eat and pay bills and rent and all that stuff. So I am limited in what I can do. But so hopefully that will offset any immediate costs in January and February, but who knows? Anyways, so really excited. One of the things I have coming down, I don't have the physical copy with me yet. I still have waiting for them to arrive. But I have 2 contributions in the upcoming Kitchen Witch Cookbook from Darkerwood Publishing. And that's out now. I will put links below. It is available on Amazon. So I included recipes. One is for Lilith's Blood Honey, which turned out amazing, if I do say so myself. And because I can never resist a most delicious pun, we have Lucifer's Fallen Angel Food Cake. So anyways, that was actually Lucifer, the Fallen Angel Food Cake was one of the first things I made when I started working with Lucifer almost 5 years ago. So I decided to update the formulation and add it in there. So they're both going to be in there, which is super cool. We have a lot of restocks and new products. That's what I was saying. I forgot to bring everything in here, but we have the bayberry candles and wax melts. Maybe I'll film them at another time and just go, here they are. So we have bayberry candles and wax melts, Yule candles and wax melts, moonflower candles and wax melts, and Hecate candles and wax melts. And we have some Lilith restocks and Wealth and Abundance candle restocks. Actually, those ones I do have in here. I'll just have to grab them from over there. But what I've been doing as I've been restocking candles is I'm making the tumbler versions of them, the black tumbler ones, in addition to the vintage glass ones. And so this is the Wealth and Abundance tumbler. Sorry, sometimes the crystals get loose, but yeah, so this is the tumbler. And then we have the new this is a milk glass goblet. So, and these both have wood. I've been using wooden wicks a lot more recently, and boy howdy did I inhale a lot of glitter when I was making these. These are the new Lilith ones. So this is like a little I think they're called roly-polies. That's the style of the glass. So it's got like a little etched design on it. I think it is I have it here somewhere. Cranberry etched roly-poly. This is just a vintage. It's hard to see the color in it, but it is actually kind of like a smoky gray. That's also a Lilith candle. So the other ones are in the back. So because my project for the day was organizing where I keep my candles in my storage in my office. So I'm switching things back and forth. So everything's in there now, except for what I'm still in the process of decorating out here. We will have, coming soon, we will have Mercury retrograde and evil eye protection candle tumblers, like the Wealth one I showed you. I'm still working on getting the last of Lamia's stuff back up. I swear to God, she must have sent me these things like 2 months ago at this point. I did get the Cascaria chalk up. I do have some loose powder, and I'm just calling it solar black salt because it was left over from stuff from the solar eclipse back in 300 years ago in April. And she sent me another batch of coffin nails, so those should be up soon. So that's kind of what's going on that end. I just kind of had to catch up on all of the new releases and things of that nature and restocks. So I've been trying to match things up. So there's wax melts and there's wax melt versions of each of the candles and some getting the tumblers. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on right now. There's some other stuff. I'm also kind of, because the big question mark of what 2025 will bring, who the fuck knows at this point. Yeah. So all things said, from last month's extra spicy November updates, video of the post election Drek. Oh, boo-hoo, I received 4 negative comments across all my platforms. Well, I really don't care. But one of the things, and I thought about this, because I did talk about it a little in the November video. I just this is one, I get this, and this isn't the only community I've ever had this in, and each time it just like, because I mean, y'all don't know everything about me. I've had a very interesting life, but it never ceases to make me chuckle when I get accused of the simping for occult celebs and coattail writing and content vulture and all that stuff, because the one thing I've always noticed is, well, I'm going to say this, it ain't my first time at the rodeo, is I only really ever hear this accusation thrown at women. And I'm guilty of it too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, sometimes it is warranted, but most of the time it's just kind of sexist bullshit and lowest common denominator personal attacks. I'm a working professional in the occult sphere. I know people. It's part of the game. I know other occult professionals and authors and content creators and business owners. We talk. It's just part of the job. You know? If we all had shops on the same street, we'd be grabbing coffee and chit-chatting, you know, on the sidewalk. Whatever. We'd be going to each other's in-person events. No big whoop. But you know, as we're, and I'm gonna get into this a little bit, why I find this actually really amusing. Like, if you must know, my business was founded in 2018 as a side hustle. I began my formal education in aromatherapy and herbalism, technically, I think about 2017, but maybe it was a little tenuous before that. Like, it was something I was always interested in. Like, I started getting into aromatherapy stuff it kind of coincided with the beginning of my healing journey. I first started therapy again intensely in like 2010 or 11. So anyways, I became involved with the occult online community in 2020 because of that thing that happened when we suddenly were stuck at home all the time and all my local groups weren't meeting up outside of Zoom. And you know, all the YouTube live streams and all the things. It was a sense of community and stuff. Like, I can't poo-poo it. But I want to say, like, well, the one thing, and this is where sometimes, like, the neurodivergence of it all, like, I honestly, I rarely make compliments. Like, sometimes I have to remember to, and that it took me a long time like, I'm like, I noticed that when I see other women friends of mine, they all greet each other with compliments. And I think that's really weird. Like, okay, my shoes are awesome. Well, I didn't make them. I bought them somewhere. And so I don't really make a lot of frivolous. And if I do, it has, like, I have to be intentional about it because it doesn't come natural to me. So when I do make compliments, I mean them. I hate being insincere, so I'm not. I'm not one, like, I just have no need for pointless flattery. And it goes in both directions. Like, I mean, I appreciate flattery for what it is, but it doesn't really, like, sometimes I'm like, I'm just me. That's weird. Mm. Like, sometimes people recognize me from my YouTube channel or whatever, but I'm always just like, "Oh, that's me." You know. So this is where, for me, it kind of gets funny. Is like, there's a lot you don't know about me and my life prior to my occult business leanings. I spent the past 20 plus years, 1 to 2 degrees of separation from some folks you might have heard of. I'll get to that in a minute. And for younger people, the degrees of separation, because I did have to explain this to someone. I think back in the 90s, there was a movie called 6 Degrees of Separation, but which then I don't know if they were related because foggy memories of the 90s, but there was an early internet meme of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's sort of like if you take two people, the actor Kevin Bacon, and you take two people and you figure out how many degrees of separation is between you and Kevin Bacon. So when we say things like degrees of separation, there's people and people kind of by proxy. Like, I know someone who knows this person. So in the 1 to 2 degrees of separation, that's left me 1 to 2 degrees of separation for the past 20 years from people like, I don't know, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. So I think if I was going to ride some coattails and simp for like fame and fortune, yeah, some low budget occultists probably, okay, sure. But if I was really into riding coattails, I would have ridden, whatever, some bigger name ones than, Black Magic, Edgar Tate. You probably know who I'm talking about there. Anyways, so I've had a very weird life. And part and parcel of why I've been is because I kind of came up during the .com era of the early 2000s. That was sort of my life by proxy via my ex-husband and literally everyone we knew. It's just I have a very different lived experience. And because of that, like, I just don't really like people I know, like content creators and stuff like that. They're people I know, they're business associates, some are friends, etc. But like honestly, the only time in my life I think I've fangirled out over like meeting a famous person in recent years was back in 2011 when I met Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue, and I definitely fangirled out there. Totally. But I digress. So, and I've had different jobs. Like I worked in fundraising, like development department kind of stuff, advancement, depending, on the institution for quite a long time. And part of that involved schmoozing with billionaires and multimillionaires and business bigwigs at fundraising galas. So, and and then also when I worked at my alma mater, which was an art college, I also had to deal with artists at the gallery openings and exhibitions and things like that. I'm no stranger to schmoozing with people. I've been doing it my whole damn life. It is what it is, So, like, yeah, like I would have leveraged my status with some of those people if I was that type. Yeah. So, try again. But the thing is, it's like I've always been celeb adjacent for the varying degrees, with numerous people I know in my life, like various friends that were in the music industry or the theater or whatever. So it's the one thing I know from that is that most celebrities kind of they're like, it gets kind of old. I remember someone I knew, I think David Gilmour from Pink Floyd went to the same golf club or something in England. And he was like so ecstatic to just talk about golf. Not about guitars, not about Pink Floyd, not about music, not anything. Just talk about mundane shit, because when you're famous for something, that's all anyone ever wants to talk to you about. So it's something I've been cognizant of for a long time, So am I enthusiastically supporting people I know? Of course I do. I don't feel weird about that. I mean, yes, I've had people that I've had falling outs with over the years. I show appreciation when, for people who have, supported my business or promoted my stuff or whatever. I'm always, as long as I'm aware of it, sometimes I'm not. Like I think was a while, this was maybe a couple years ago, but I her channel was Ivy the Occultist, but now it's Ivy Corbus. Like she bought some stuff and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do, like an unboxing video for my channel." I was like, "Oh, super cool." And had no idea how many followers she had. She has a lot of followers now. But like it took me I was like, "Holy crap, I finally just found this," like a year later. But I'm always thankful when people do, you know, post links to things or unboxings or reviews or whatever. I'm thankful for that kind of stuff. I do sometimes I do my haul videos or I'm like, check out this cool thing I got, or this cool deck. I don't really if I'm mentioning someone by reference, like if I'm talking about this book, I'm going to mention this is a book by S. Conley because it is literally a book by S. Conley, you know. So sometimes when I'm talking about things, there are a lot of referential things in which I will bring that up. So sorry I'm rambling about this. It's just one of those things like, I don't know. But in any community, you have clusters of creators, business owners, leaders, whatnot. Those people tend to know each other. Some like each other, some do not. Some become friends, others don't vibe at all. And some business friendships come to an end for various reasons, for a variety of reasons. You know, I don't really take the accusations personally, and I'm really only talking about this for the sake of others who get confused, who get accused of similar nonsense. It's the lowest common denominator attack vector, and like, I don't know. It is what it is, and I ain't giving a shit about it. Because, like, really, at the end of the day, to the 4 people who found it the need to like attack me for my views as a disabled, self-employed woman on the Affordable Care Act, at the end of the day, you were just shitting on a disabled person, and that's on you. I sleep well at night. You, on the other hand, like, that says more about you than it does about me. And if you're going to not like me because I don't hate everyone who's different, I can live with that. Yeah, no. So, anyways, that aside, I don't have a whole lot of updates right now. I mean, I've just been catching up. Like last month was a lot on me. Still's a lot, but I'm kind of turning the corner, as it were. Like I've just been had a lot to catch up on because I pretty much rolled straight into November from like nonstop events and a lot of wholesale stuff and just I'm still catching up on things from October and it's now December. So there's that. So what does 2025 have in stock for us? Who the knows? Because I sure as shit can't predict that. Although I will say the one interesting thing is from all the people I know and all the divination and tarot readings and stuff like that, everything and we've all talked about this because this has been the theme. Every single reading for whoever's doing it, for whomever the reading is for themselves, it's like chaos, chaos, chaos. Yay, we live happily ever after. So trying to find some hope in that. Whatever. So as far as me, my shit goes, who knows? I'm still working on various pathworking series. I apologize, the Goetia pathworking series is still happening. I just end up because basically I was kind of following S. Conley's 76-week Goetia workbook, and like each one you're supposed to focus week. I'm like, of course, every time, like for the most part, when I work with any of these entities, it's much more of a longer, it's like, let's, rip you apart and turn your soul inside out and reconstitute you. I had been working with, I left off at Ammon, so I had been doing some work with him. I'm gonna kind of get that video together, hopefully at some point in time this month, and probably going to do some Ducante stuff as well. I know she has a Ducante hierarchy pathworking book coming out soon, actually by the end of this year, I think. So very much looking for that. Excuse me. And on a more personal exploration is I am doing a deeper dive into my own cultural heritage of Slavic paganism and witchcraft. So, yeah, that's actually been really fascinating for me to do. So I'll probably have some videos about that because I mean there is a fair amount about Slavic witchcraft and paganism out there. Yeah, I'm just looking to connect with my own cultural history and ancestry through that, because that is where my family mostly comes from. We are Eastern European. And yeah, that's a story for another day. I was gonna get a little bit into that, but I think it's just it's its own standalone topic, and not so much in the updating video. So sorry, I was just checking something. Let's see. Is there anything else I have to talk about for this month? Yep, so we just have a lot of new products. There's a whole bunch of spirit necklaces. I think I showed them in last month's video. Like I said, lots of candles and wax melts. And I'm just gonna keep on keeping on until I can no longer keep on. So I wish I had some words of wisdom or anything to say about that, but who knows? I would say I don't have a crystal ball, but I do. So that metaphor doesn't work here. Don't have a crystal ball to see into the future, but I actually do have a crystal ball. I don't really use it. I'm not really great at scrying. Like I do smoke scrying sometimes. I was actually just doing some of that earlier, and I got a new scrying mirror. There's something for me. I just can't. It doesn't quite work for me yet, or I haven't found a way. Like I find when I do smoke scrying, it's easier for me just to sit there with my phone, go and take like 25 pictures, like rapid fire, to see what comes up. So there be that. And well, may the odds ever be in your favor. Yeah. So anyways, have a blessed winter solstice and Yule season, and whatever other holidays are out there that you celebrate. I celebrate Christmas with my family, but we're very low key about a lot of things. So it's like we put up a tree, we get some presents, we have food. That's about it. But anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. Sign up for e-newsletters so you know what's going on. So you know about all of our sales and all of our new video drops and product drops and all that stuff, because algorithms suck. Like I say that at least once a day. And I love you all, and bye.